billion-dollar AI company built on lies. Let me see this.
Today I want to talk about a $1.8 billion company that's mostly built on lies, but you wouldn't know it
Which
from the
one?
New York Times article, which went viral, and honestly, I was as deceived by it as many people were. I'm not a total AI skeptic. I have my criticisms, but when I saw the New York Times say that AI helped one man and his brother build a $1.8 billion company, I was interested. I wanted to know how they did it. And to be honest, based on how the article is written, I was really impressed. You know, this guy has Medv, it's a telehealth provider of GLP-1 weight loss drugs, and the business just takes off right away because this guy has figured out the power of automating tasks with AI. And by 2025, Medv's first full year in business, the company generated $400 million in sales. This year, they're on track to do $1.8 billion. Now, that is just mind-blowing.
That's
and in
a
a big
lot.
way, this article credits AI. It says AI turbocharged it.
Wow.
It's not an AI company, but I did it with AI. A $1.8 billion company with just 2 employees. In the age of AI, it's increasingly possible.
I think that's
and it really
true. When it's not
on
true.
This kind of big prophetic idea from the AI bros, specifically Sam Altman, that this is sort of destined to happen because of how powerful AI is. So it's kind of the first version of a one-person billion-dollar firm. And this article mentions that explicitly. In an email, Mr. Altman said it appeared he had won a bet over whether such a company would appear, and he would like to meet the guy who had done it. So on the surface, right, it seems like the American dream. A guy goes from not being very successful to all of a sudden, out of nowhere, he has this billion-dollar company, all because he prompted, you know, ChatGPT or whatever. But this is what they don't tell you. Behind the scenes, right? Behind all the gloss.
Snake oil.
They don't tell you about the shady billing, fake doctors, warning letter from the FDA, snake oil, class action lawsuit, fake before and after pictures, and fake ads that this whole thing is basically built on. I'm not going to argue that in this story. You're also going to see a lot of allegations from actual customers of the company, which the New York Times doesn't spend a lot of time on.
What a surprise.
In fact, they mentioned very briefly that, like, they did fake before and after photos with AI.
Wow.
But when some of these practices...
Oh, so that's how they used AI. They used AI to change the photos for before and after for the weight loss thing that they were selling. Well, that's a little bit different than using AI to make your company, isn't it? I feel like that's a lot different.
Are discussed. It's
you're kind of you're cutting out like a very key
they were
part.
Just faking it till they
this is like saying that we helped the person lose 25 pounds. Well, what did you do? Oh, well, we just had them lose some weight. Where? Oh, we cut off their leg.
It, and now they're going to stop taking those shortcuts. Specifically, they say they were going to fix some of the shortcuts he had originally taken, like swapping out some of the before and after weight loss photos for ones with real customers. And really, the question for me is this a legitimate company? Are they scamming people?
Both,
Did they do it the right way? Is this just AI applied? And that's kind of the conflict at the heart of this. So I'm going to walk you through a lot of the evidence that the New York Times either glossed over or just explicitly didn't mention. And I want to credit an amazing investigation by Futurism, which basically investigated all of this in 2025 and specifically calls out things like their website featuring AI-generated photos. Things like their product photos having AI-generated text, solution faux injection. And Futurism also are the people that actually found that this website was using fake photos. Well, specifically, they were changing the photos. Here's a weight loss photo that had been circulating around the world. It was posted by the Daily Mail. This was apparently a Redditor.
The weight loss drug causes you to grow a beard.
Engaged in a weight loss challenge and over a period of time lost 35 pounds in 1 year. Now, over on Medv's website, they used the same guy. They added glasses to his face and a beard and said it's Michael P. and he lost 48 pounds in 5 months. So they increased the amount of weight.
How is this not just blatantly false advertising? Like, I'm sorry, but if you're selling a weight loss drug and you're photoshopping faces on the people that didn't use it, I feel like that's just a scam. It's literally a scam. How is it not a scam?
He was not their customer, and they shortened the amount of time he took to do it. But I actually wanted to add on to Futurism's investigation here because I found they then later in the archive changed the picture entirely. Okay, you'll see though that even though it's a completely different picture, totally different guy, totally different thing,
AI?
it's still definitely a lie because
It's Michael
they kept
P.
the guy's name,
Damn.
the amount he lost, and the amount of time.
Maybe they just found a guy with the same name that lost the same weight in the same time. I mean, how do you know that?
Lost it in.
Yeah, I mean, obviously. That's what it could be. Yeah.
They took their fake testimonial and just swapped out the photos. So this whole thing is
sure,
built online.
Of course that happened.
If you dig into this, you're going to hear a lot that they blame affiliates for a lot of the shady marketing. But I just want to be clear that these before and after photos were hosted on their website. Like this wasn't someone else who did this. They had this on their website. And although the New York Times goes through lengths to say, oh, they're taking those shortcuts away. They're going to fix all of this stuff. I just want to point out that as recently as last month.
I mean, there's no way that this chick loses like, 42 pounds and her boobs don't get smaller. Like, it's obviously fucking fake. Like, I've seen so many fat chicks lose weight and it almost never goes this way. It's so uncommon. Like, I could tell you that's fake right away. I mean, it's obvious bullshit, man.
This photo was on here, okay? As recently as March.
Total bullshit.
So the idea that, they're fixing it up. To me, it seems like they're fixing it up for a New York Times profile. Because this is where we need to get to the ads that are still running right now to this day for these GLP-1 drugs that they're selling online. Because in addition to fake testimonials from customers, they also have a bunch of fake doctors promoting this stuff. This is the Meta Ads library where
fake drugs, fake advertisements, fake people, fake doctors, fake story. Everything's fucking fake.
You can see a series
God.
Dr. Sarah Martin.
And it's getting
Dr.
sponsored
Monica
by
Ashford,
the New York
Dr.
Times.
Lena Fisher, all promoting Medvi. And specifically, I want to show you that some of these ads are, once again, lying about before and after photos.
Yes.
Here's one about Medvi.
I got this tirzepatide pen to try, so you don't have to. Been reading on it for months. Finally made the move, ready to start. Feeling pumped, a bit nervous, but mostly excited. 60 days in and feeling great. Look how much weight I've lost.
All right, so these are supposedly the before and after videos.
Wow.
And it's obvious that this is AI generated. This is not a real doctor. It's also not a real
It's literally
patient.
not
This
even
is
a real
just
person.
Lies. And again, it's hard to distinguish. Is this an affiliate?
Think about how many boomers that are getting farmed by this every single day. Wow.
Not, but I just want you to understand this is still happening to this day. It's just a bunch of scammy Facebook ads of fake doctor accounts showing you AI slop, fake patient testimonials. And this is supposedly the great breakthrough in AI, right? This is supposedly the power of AI. I also want to show you.
We have to keep in mind that like a lot of the AI people and like the company, like people like Scam Altman, right? People like him, it's in their best interest to create these narratives. Because these narratives create attention around AI, which indirectly helps their company.
Is an allegation from a class action lawsuit filed specifically against Open.
How the fuck do you have a company called OpenAI and then you take it private? What the fuck do you call that? I think Elon's right. Why the fuck do you do this? Really? Like, I mean, it's insane.
Health Inc., which is one of the partners
the fuck?
of Medvi. And you'll see that a lot of the doctors that are on some of these websites, because you have to understand, Medvi's just one of the most successful versions. There's a bunch of kind of copycats. They all kind of cite this Dr. Annalisa Carr and Dr. Kelly Tinbrick, Dr. David Mansauer. But here's what these same doctors look like on Medvi's website. Dr. Annalisa Carr, Dr. David Mansauer, Dr. Kelly Tinbrick. It's the
What is it? Did they have Netflix do this?
Same name, but different photos of these supposed
It's a Netflix
doctors.
adaptation.
Now, unlike the Facebook fake doctors that are in all of these ads, these actually appear to be real people that exist, although their exact involvement is unclear. This is the Futurism article who actually contacted each doctor to ask if they could confirm their involvement with Medvi.
And did they?
And one of them insisted he had nothing to do with either company, and they need to remove him from their sites. There's also a massive allegation in this class action lawsuit, which is that one of the key compounds that they're selling they claim is snake oil, actually, and just
which one
doesn't work explicitly. This is the terzepatide tablets. I don't know if
somebody built. I think that we're getting, like, Coffee and I are probably old enough to where we're using this term, but some people that are viewers might not know what that means. Snake oil is literally just fake medicine. It's fake. I think that we might, it's bullshit, okay?
Pronouncing that right. But that is a real compound that exists in some of the injectables.
Some people might not have grown up watching Tombstone.
They're saying that this is an oral formulation, but the class action complaint alleges that the oral terzepatide is a product that's never been approved, has no demonstrated mechanism of absorption or efficacy, and functions as modern-day snake oil, a pharmacologically inert compound when delivered via a pill. The idea is that as an injection, it would actually work, but because they're selling it as something you take like a pill, which is obviously more appealing to a lot of consumers, it is inert. And look, this is where I'll have to say, I'm not a doctor, but Eli Lilly, the people who actually manufacture this stuff, says there are no human studies, let alone clinical trials, involving any oral terzepatide product, meaning anyone selling it is making unproven claims and is experimenting on unsuspecting Americans. Now,
oh, well, we shouldn't use random people for experimentation. Well, I don't believe in that. Well, you better start believing in it. It's happening to you right now.
Now, that's a little bit different than, the New York Times glowing article. Sounds a little bit different than the way this has all been framed as some, like, American dream story.
Dumbass Americans buying this shit?
I think that should have been included. Well, I also want to mention that MedBee has gotten an FDA warning letter. Specifically, the warning includes, quote, your website's false and misleading claims concerning compounded...
Yeah, I think fat people are retarded. We all know this. And, like, y'all ever feel retarded after you eat a lot of food? Anybody ever feel retarded? You spend a lot of time eating a bunch of food, and then you feel like your brain's kind of, yeah, right? So imagine if you're 583 pounds. Think about how retarded you have to be. Like, I mean, that person, like, think about that. Like, their brain has got to be, like, they got to be functioning on, like, an 81 IQ situation, right? I mean, like, think about how much food that they're, like, how much their body has to process. There's no blood going to the brain, bro. Like, it's just all, it's all food.
Glutide and terzepatide products. So really, when you dig into this stuff, this is a really shady website that took advantage of a loose regulatory regime to shove down a bunch of AI slop down people's throats in order to get them to buy products that in some cases, according to the people who actually make the product, allegedly don't work in that form, or at least there's no evidence that it works. This is further borne out by some of the reviews where April, for example, who reviewed this product, says almost $2,000 spent, and not only did I not lose weight, but I gained. Finally, someone said that the...
Fat April in Tennessee. That's right. You should have bought a fucking treadmill instead. Too bad. That's right. The magic pill that makes you lose weight without having to do anything. Guess what? It didn't work.
Oral doesn't work, and I should do the injection. That was when I knew I was done. This person says, I took the oral terzepatide.
Buy fat,
at the appointment, they said, orals don't work, and switched me to injections. This review gives 1 star, and they say, I'm beyond frustrated with this company. I chose the oral medication for ease of use of the product. It was delivered very wet and immediately started melting and was finally told on the 3rd week that I should not be taking a defective product. Wendy gave it 1 star and said medication was deemed ineffective. Trina says, do not buy oral terzepatide. It doesn't work. They don't tell you this during the appointment. They accept your money and let you find out for yourself.
God.
And maybe just as bad, some of the billing practices, of course, are shady, which is what you'd expect.
No way. So the people selling you fake medicine also steal your money? Who could have ever guessed that?
A company like this. Horrible buyer beware. They
all
doubled
women,
the
by
price
the way?
and charged my credit card without sending any medication. Like many people in these reviews, I did not receive the product, but was charged $3.99 and then told I would get a refund. Then later was told they don't refund. So I hope by now you can see why I'm a bit annoyed and feel like I have to give the other side of the story.
Stop being lazy,
when I see an article like this that uncritically lifts up a company for getting a massive amount of sales, for sure, but how they got those sales is just as important, if not more important. I mean, this is the exact opposite of a success story.
It's not important as long as it's not a scam, right? I mean, you could say it's important inside of like a, like a Forbes, business deep dive. But like, damn, bro, he's upset. Look at that. Wow. So, but it's not important directly to like an average user.
Other than their dollars. And that's what's so worrying is, if anything, this is a warning sign about where we're going with AI, where all the doctors, all the lawyers you see online are fake. All the reviews you see are totally fake. The person who's telling you this product saved their life, they're completely AI generated. It's just not a great outcome. And this story, if
the medicine's fake, the reviews are fake, the website's fake, the doctors are fake, the medicine doesn't work. As soon as they get your credit card information, they steal your money. Oh my God.
Anything is a
it's
sign
just all
of that.
fake.
So, yeah, I've taken pains
and
to
now
avoid
you're fatter.
mentioning
Yeah,
the author
true.
of this article's
now
name,
you're fatter.
as well as the person who ran Medvi.
Oh, God.
Instead, I specifically want to shout out Maggie Dupre, who did a great job investigating this back in 2025. Her work, unfortunately, got a lot less attention, but it's a great piece of journalism. So, anyways, that's basically it. See ya.
I've noticed that
I want to talk about it.
I've noticed that a lot, where people that do good journalism, nobody pays attention to it, but people with good thumbnails, everybody watches that instead. So the only thing they lost was money? I guess so. It's just so fucking ridiculous because and again, so I could just lie and steal money? Yeah, that's the way it works now. It is. And I know it sounds crazy, but like that's just how it is.